Hello everyone, it's Deb again. I am going to finally make my herbal skin salve today, and I thought I would bring you along. And it's actually been 2 months since I made that last video about the oil infusion, and so my herbs have been infusing in the oil for like 3 months or longer, and half that time it's been sitting here on my electric heater with some sort of heat. Sometimes it's on low, sometimes it's on medium, sometimes it's on high. So about a month and a half it was on there, and then the other half of the time it was literally just sitting over there on the table, and so no heat was being applied to it. And honestly, I wasn't even stirring it every day. With everything that's been going on, it's just been crazy, and that's why I haven't even gotten to making this. But I really need to make it now, so here we go. And I'm going to show you the first step here. And this is the butter muslin. I had it covered the whole time, and so I'm going to use this butter muslin to line my strainer. So let me sit you down over here. Let's see if I can get in frame. So sorry it took so long. It's just been crazy with all the CV stuff. So I've got this strainer here and my measuring cup. It's an 8 cup and I don't need near that much, but the strainer is so low that I need that deep bowl there. And so I just line this is a double layer of butter muslin. I showed you that before in my lip balm video. This is from Cultures for Health, which is a really good company, and it's a lot tighter weave than cheesecloth, so that's why I like it. I don't like to use cheesecloth because the holes are too big and it gives you sediment, and so I just tuck in the corners like that. I'll grab my oil and my herbs. And it's okay that it sat there for 3 months. The longer the better, actually. It's fine. I mean, you can go 3 months. I'm proof of that right here. I normally do not go that long, but like I said, this has been a crazy time with the virus and everything. And I'm not going to smush this down or anything because I don't want to create sediment. And so I'm just going to let it sit here probably for 2 or 3 hours, I guess. And just naturally strain. I may move it around and shift it and everything, but I'm not going to press on it because I don't want that sediment. These magma pans are actually kind of heavy. I was surprised when I got them at how heavy they are. So I will get back to you then when this is all strained out. It should come out to about 12 ounces. I need 12 ounces for my recipe for my herbal skin salve. So if there isn't 12 ounces, then I'll just make up for it. I'll add a little bit more hemp oil or something. And see, I had it on the burner over there warming it up because it's been sitting over here on the table for a month and a half, and so it actually was not very warm and not really doing very much. And in order to get it to strain easily, it's helpful if it's a little bit warm. So I have had it over there. I've had the pan over there and had my electric burner on for like a day or whatever, just warming it back up. And hopefully I'll get 12 ounces. I may not. I'm not sure. We'll see. But I'll get back to you here in a couple hours, and then that's when I'll add the other oils that I add to it, and then the beeswax, and I'll pour it into my little tins and be done with it. See you then. Alright guys, so I am back. It's been about an hour and a half, and it's definitely been long enough. I have at least 12 ounces, maybe just a little bit more, so I'm not going to wait any longer. It's done dripping and everything. So I've got that, and then I've got my beeswax. I've already weighed it out. This is 2 1/4 ounces of beeswax, and then I've already weighed out or measured out my other oils, and so that's about 3 ounces, and that's these oils plus there was another one in the refrigerator that I used. So altogether I've got about 15 ounces of oil and 2 1/4 ounces of beeswax. Now if you're somewhere where you're really hot all the time, you can use more beeswax, and that will make it so that it doesn't get all oozy and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and take these herbs out, and I'm going to transfer the oil into this one. And right here I've already got my water bath going, my little trivets down in here to keep the measuring cup up off the burner. And I'm going to use my Apex to power this. And I just want to let you know, I use ethyl alcohol to sterilize all my equipment. So before I started, I used a paper towel and I spray the alcohol on it, and I'll clean the inside of all these containers, and I clean all my utensils and everything to make sure everything's nice and sterile. So let me set you down here. Maybe while I'm doing this I can talk about the differences between my skin salve and the lip balm. Basically the skin salve is actually a lot more, it's easier to do. It's not as complicated. It has pretty much the same amount of ingredients, but the type of ingredients are different. Like the skin salve has 9 different oils. There's 3 different oils in here, and there were 6 different other oils. So in comparison, the lip balm had like 14 different oils. And then, oops, see, there was some sediment there, and I don't really want that, so I'm going to try to push that back a little bit's not going to hurt anything. Actually, it wasn't even that much. I'm just going to let it go. But if you let the oil sit long enough, any sediment will set down to the bottom, and then when you transfer or you pour your oil out, you can, if you're very careful, you can leave that behind in your measuring cup. But anyways, the lip balm has butter, like mango butter and lanolin, and this does not. So the lip balm is actually more nourishing. You know, I actually, the skin salve was formulated as just wound balm. I was just trying to make a good wound balm, so it's very good wound balm. But then I figured that, or I experienced that it can be used for other things other than wounds. And so now I just call it skin salve, because you can use it like on rough cuticles or, you know, dry, chafed skin. Like even if you had a diaper rash on a baby, you could probably use it, although it's pretty medicated, so I don't know if I'd want to use it on a baby's bottom. But you can make this as simple or as complicated as you want, just like with the lip balm. I mean, in truth, you don't even need all these different oils. You can make this with just one oil if you wanted, and just 1 or 2 herbs. You know, you could just use chamomile and calendula and like olive oil, and you could just leave it at that. And yep, we're exactly at 12 ounces, so that's good. So I'm gonna very carefully put him in here. What I did was I already put this measuring cup in the pan, and then I filled the water so that I would know how much water I needed. Because when you put the measuring cup down in there, you're going to displace water and you don't want it running up out of your pan. So I already knew how much water to put in there. And I do have a little bit of vinegar in there, like I said, because I have hard water and I don't want hard water stains. And so I'm going to use my Apex to run this. And so I've got to turn it to the right so that my 110 volt outlets will come on. Or to the left. I keep forgetting with this thing. I don't use it often enough. It's plugged in, is it not? Okay, I'm having an issue here. Maybe my indicator light went out. Uh-oh. Well, something's wrong. Hold on. Let me get back to you. Alright, y'all. There is something wrong with my Apex, and I am not happy because this thing is pretty much brand new. There is a warranty, thankfully, and I'm going to have to call them because I've got it turned to the right, and that is where you do AC/DC. And when I first turned it on, it jumped to like 165, then 63, and then down to 4. So something's going on, but it's not working. The fan's not coming on. The circuit breakers are not popped over here on the side. I checked that. And when I turn my thing on, you can hear it wanting to come on. You can hear that burner wanting to come on, but that didn't change. And it's not on. The burner is working, and the other burner is working too. But there's something wrong with this guy, so I'm going to have to call them. So I guess I'm going to have to finish this out over here on my wall outlet, which is not really what I wanted to do. I wanted to use the Apex, but obviously there's something wrong. There's the light. Alright, so I've got my water bath going, and I'm going to turn this up pretty high. And I'm going to start getting this warm. And then I'm going to add, sorry if I'm making you seasick, I'm going to add these oils and my beeswax. And then as soon as the beeswax is melted, it will be ready to go. And at that point, I can turn this off. Darn it. And then when the beeswax is all melted, that's when I will add my essential oils. This is my big box of essential oils. It's a really nice box. I have dozens, but I'm only using these right here. This one is just a oil soluble extract, and it's really fragile, so it has to go in at the end, but the rest of these are essential oils. So I will do that, and I will get back to you. Alright, so here we go. I just added the beeswax and my other 3 ounces of oil, and you can see it down in there. And so it shouldn't take too awfully long for this to melt. And then I can add my essential oils and pour them into my little tins. I have little 1 ounce tins, little metal tins that I'll pour them into. And like I was trying to say before I was really interrupted by my failing Apex, is that yeah, you can make it as simple as you want. Just like some olive oil and some calendula, some dried calendula or chamomile, and some beeswax, and you would have just a very sufficient, like you could use that for diaper rash and stuff. Just really simple. It would be really gentle on babies and stuff. You could use lavender. But this, like I said, this started out as a wound balm, so most of the herbs in here are medicinal in the way of like fighting bacteria or just being really healing. And like I said, I have 22 different herbs that I infused into this oil. And the lip balm, I only have 8 different oils. And so yeah, the lip balm is more nourishing and a little bit more protective because of the lanolin and the butter, but this is okay. Like I said, it was just meant to be a wound balm. It wasn't meant to be like highly nourishing or anything. It was just meant to be medicated and, you know, a little bit of protective, but mostly medicating, just to kill germs and help heal wounds and everything. So I will let that go, and when that's all melted, I will come back to you and I'll add the essential oils and everything, and I can pour it into the tins. See you in a few. Okay, so I fixed the apex inadvertently. I don't know how I fixed it, but I did fix it, and I'm going to make a different video for that. But it's gotten too late for me to make my skin salve tonight because I had to stop and make dinner. So I'll show you. It is actually working. You can hear the fan come on for the inverter. And when I turn on my burner, it truly does come on. So thankfully my apex is not broken. I don't know how I fixed it. I don't know why what I did fixed it, but I fixed it. So there's that. But I don't have time now tonight to do the skin salve. And so what happened was I got it hot enough that everything melted. All the beeswax melted and everything. So, but then it cooled off. So you can see what it looks like. It's all solidified and everything. So tomorrow, and in another video, I'm going to do a part 2, and then what I'll do is I'll put this back on the burner and I'll warm that back up and liquefy it again so that I can add the essential oils and pour it into my little tins. But right now I had to take a break from that because it's time to make dinner. So my refried beans, they're pretty much done right now. So I take I cook the beans from scratch, the dry beans, and I cook them in my Instant Pot. And then I add some peppers and spices and all that, and I cook that until it's about that consistency. And I'll turn the flame, or flame, there's no flame. I'm used to cooking on gas. Okay, so I'll turn the heat off, and then I'll take this in the house because I don't have my immersion blender out here. I'll take it in the house and I will blend that just a bit. I don't blend it until it's totally smooth. I do leave some pieces of beans. And then that's it. That's refried beans. And then I have to let that cool, and then I'll be making quesadillas with it later on tonight. So yeah, my burners are fine. Everything's fine. The apex is fine. Thank goodness. You can't possibly know how relieved I am that this thing is fine, because this was, well, very expensive. And this, you know, this scare is just one more confirmation telling me that I really need to get another unit. Actually, I want to get 2. I was looking at the Jackery 500s, and I actually wanted to get 2 of those to run my 2 refrigerators. I only have 1 refrigerator right now, but I want to get another one, and then I wanted to save this one for the big usage on the inverter, which I thought the inverter was dead. So, you know, I'm just grateful that everything's okay. So I will come back with you tomorrow with a new video, with the second part 2, and I will melt that down again and add my essential oils and pour them in my little tins, which are back there in that bag. Alright guys, see you next time. Bye.